Mr. Speaker, he talks about inflation. We left it at 2%. It is now twice what the OBR forecast when we were in government. The fact is, his decisions have made our economy fragile, just as we face global trade wars. In November, I urged him to seize the draft US trade deal Conservatives negotiated. Instead, Mr. Speaker, he lost our most experienced trade negotiator. It's no wonder he can't get a tariff deal for British cars. On this side of the House, we secured investments for that industry. £600 million from BMW, £2 billion from Nissan, £4 billion from Jaguar Land Rover. Labour's record is a car industry in crisis, even before tariffs. There are 25,000 more jobs now at risk. He says he's preparing for eventualities. Can the Prime Minister tell us exactly what he is doing to protect the British car industry from his failure to negotiate?
Prime Minister.
We're taking a calm, pragmatic approach and keeping our feet on the ground. There are constructive talks that are ongoing on a wider economic prosperity deal with the US. That is really important at this moment. We are working with all sectors that are likely to be impacted, and we're guided by our national interest at all times. And that's why we've said we won't rule anything out. But it is important at a moment like this that we don't have knee-jerk reactions, that we are actually cool-headed about this. And that's why we won't rule anything out. But she's the Trade Secretary. She was the Trade Secretary, Mr. Speaker, who failed to get a trade deal with the US.
Calm.
Mr. Speaker, this Labour government has failed the British public at every turn. They have abandoned the WASPy women, leaving them without compensation they deserve. They have turned their backs on pensioners by failing to support the winter fuel allowance. They have let down children by keeping the two-child benefit cap in place, and they will inflict further hardship on the most vulnerable by slashing £5 billion from benefits. But perhaps the most immediate and visible failure, one that poses an immediate and direct health risk to the people of Birmingham, is the appalling financial mismanagement of Labour-run Birmingham City Council. After more than a decade of Labour control, their incompetence has led to mountains of uncollected rubbish piling up on every street, so vast that it can be seen from satellites or from space. It is nothing short of a disgrace and a damning indictment of Labour's inability to govern. Will the Prime Minister take urgent action to protect the public health and the people of Birmingham by immediately deploying the
Order. We're meant to ask a quick question, otherwise no one's going. Prime Minister.
I've said the situation in council is completely unacceptable, but he might want to tell his constituents that we've delivered 2 million extra appointments to the NHS, so waiting lists are coming down for his constituents. We've delivered the national living wage of £1,400 increase, including for his constituents. We've got record investment into this country, growing the economy, including for his constituents.
Final question, Alberta Costa.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Double-child rapist and murderer Colin Pitchfork is up for parole for the 5th time. Now, I know the Prime Minister doesn't have any direct control, nor should he, over the Parole Board, but he does have a view. As I've asked all his predecessors, I now put the question to him. Does he agree with me that men who brutally rape and strangle to death young women should, as a matter of principle, spend most of their natural life in prison?
I'm grateful for raising this appalling case, and I absolutely agree with him that there must be maximum penalties for anyone falling into that category. I've seen many of these cases for myself firsthand when I was prosecutor for 5 years working with the police on really terrible cases, and know the impact that it has on victims. I thank him for raising it.